Good evening, everybody. This is Michael Reeves, one of 24 head coaches in the SSFA, which is a Stratomatic 24-team keeper league. And tonight we are celebrating the second semifinal contest of our 2021 season. And this game pits the New Orleans Saints, who finished the regular season at 11-5, and they're coached by Scott Mueller, taking on Dennis Crowley and his Seattle Seahawks. So I have to look for their record. They were 12-4, 13-3. We'll get back to that here in just a little bit. Seattle, as having the better record, gets home field advantage tonight. What does that mean? We play with team defensive cards in this league. It's a stock defense league, and what that means is there are draft cards for every team, but basically we all play with average defense, average run defense, and an average pass defense. And in the playoffs, the home team gets the additional advantage of having an upgrade on their pass defense from average to good, and that does make a nice difference. So there's your home field advantage. So we'll set the stage here. That's the first pass right there for 17 yards to Nick Chubb, the halfback for the New Orleans Saints. Let's set the offense here. That's Jonnu Smith in fullback. That's a three-wide set. That's Jonnu Smith. That's Nick Chubb. Under center, that's Ryan Tannehill. Devontae Adams, Robert Woods, and Hopkins. Wow, well, look at that three-wide set. That's crazy. Not going to find many three-wide sets that are near that good. That looks like the greatest show on turf. That's quite a lineup there. So we'll probably be seeing that three-wide set a lot. And they're off to a quick start here. Saints already have a first down. They have the ball at their own 42. It's second down and 5. Tannehill back to pass. He's looking. Pass is incomplete. Let's set some cards here. Receiver successfully double-teamed on that play, so Tannehill's pass falls short. It's now third down and 5. Seattle was 12-4, 13-3. We'll take a look at it here in just a little bit. Call it up on my phone here. Third and 5, ball at the 42. Seattle trying to get him off the field. That's a linebacker in zone. The linebacker in that case is able to make the play, defender X, or short gain. Excuse me, that was a defensive back who made that play. And so New Orleans, after a nice little 17-yard pickup on their first play, is forced to punt, and Seattle will now have the ball for the first time. And as is a trademark of a lot of Seattle teams, a lot of Dennis Crowley's teams, Russell the Muscle is under center. That's Kyle Juszczyk at fullback, and another Seattle Seahawk, that's Chris Carson. His wideouts are Will Fuller, and that's DJ Chark to the right, and the tight end is Eric Ebron. And there's a deep pass. That first one falls incomplete. Actually, that was a short pass. Receiver reading. And that was a pass to his running back, as a matter of fact. That was Chris Carson. He's not able to haul it in. It's second down and 10. So I'm grabbing these standings on my phone. Second down pass, that's another flat pass, this time incomplete, so it's third and 10. Third and 10, 4 wide. And there's a pass that's completed and a first down. Let's call it the so far window today to help me track this a little bit better. That pass was hauled in by Williams for 14 yards. It was guessed right on Russell Wilson's card. Craig Carson out of the backfield, pick up a 12 on the play. And another first down for Seattle. So I just called up the standings here real quick. Actually, Seattle finished second in the league overall. The Los Angeles Rams led the year with 14 wins. Seattle had 13. New Orleans finished with 11. There was a log jam of 4 teams that were tied at 11, but Dennis has been involved in a few of these commentaries and mentioned that there's really, you could have thrown all those 8 top teams and it could have been in any finish. In a 24-team league, it's hard to build a super team, but some of these teams are really, really stacked with a lot of offensive talent in particular. And we've seen some with secondaries, safeties, and corners with all 6s. So it's quite a challenge when you get to this point. There's not a lot of difference in the talent between the teams, and now it's up to the coaching and a little bit of luck. Seattle has the ball. This is their first possession. They have 2 first downs on this drive, but they'll need 9 yards to keep this drive alive. Defense is double teaming the tight end, Eric Ebron. That pass is going to be completed to Will Farrell. He goes deep. I keep saying Will Farrell. I did that in the last broadcast. It is Will Fuller. Will Fuller, ladies and gentlemen, if you're scoring at home. So that now puts Seattle in New Orleans territory. It's the first time either of the 2 clubs have made their way into enemy territory. So Seattle had a bye to get into this championship series. New Orleans had to play an opening round game, successfully won it, and then they defeated, on the way, Kansas City and who else we got? The Los Angeles Rams. They went on the road and beat the Rams by a couple of touchdowns, so they haven't had the easiest road getting here. For Seattle to get in, they defeated Green Bay in a close battle, 15-9. 2nd down and 6. Defender X reading and a pickup of 14 on the play. That one went to Kyle Juszczyk, so he's using his running backs here in the passing game. Not much of a chance that your fullback is going to be guarded by a 6, so that white die 6 comes into play. But this time on the short pass, he hits that 7. And Seattle is in business here at the 9. Here's a run. Guessed wrong, but in an homage to Tom Cook, the great broadcaster and even better coach, he dials up the dreaded 5. So that's no gain on the play for Carson. 2nd down and goal to go. Ball at the 9 in a very brisk first quarter. We're already halfway through. No score. Seattle versus New Orleans. The other semifinal has been completed. We'll reveal the winner at the end of the game. And there is a sack, so that's a huge play. Pass was intended for Carson, but it never got there. And that's Jason Pierre-Paul on the stop. So New Orleans is looking pretty good here to maybe keep them out of the end zone. They may give up 3, but I think they'll be pleased if it's just limited to 3. So let's see, we got I formation. Here's the inside draw. It's guessed wrong, but Carson's only able to pick up 5. And Seattle will put this first field goal through. It's good. That's Butler who puts it through the pipes, and Seattle has the first lead of the game. They're up 3-0 here in the SSFA second semifinal game. The winner will play in the SSFA championship. This game obviously is being posted to YouTube. It'll be on the forum, and hopefully we'll get some insight from Ed on the competitors' records when we get to the time that we play our championship. See who's won how many games. I don't know if the website actually reveals how many championships have been won over the years. Haven't had a chance to take a look at it, but I'm sure we'll get some more information before we have that championship game. 2nd down and 5. Defense successfully double teams on that long pass, and it is intercepted. So the pass intended for Hopkins is picked off. There's your first turnover of the game, and Seattle will take over at their own 42. Ball was picked off by King. Successful double team. And here is a deep shot for Fuller. Well, the good news is New Orleans double teams him. He doesn't get the pick, but they do make the stop. Let's see if he wasn't double teamed. Would it have made a difference? It wouldn't have made a difference. Actually, if he hadn't double teamed, it would have been a guess right must run card. Would have been a must run reading for Russell Wilson. So we now go to second down. 5 minutes here in the first quarter. Seattle up 3-0 off that turnover. There's a pass to Juszczyk, but it's incomplete. Linebacker in the zone able to make the play. All he needed to be a 4. Both these teams' coaches are really calling this game super fast. 4 wide set for Seattle. 3-3-5 defense. We see 5s, except on Woods is being guarded by a 4. And that pass falls incomplete. 4 men in the zone on the defensive card. So they'll give the ball back. So Scott Mueller, 11-5 New Orleans Saints, now on his 3rd drive. First one didn't go much of anywhere, punted into the end zone. Seattle gave the ball back, and then actually Seattle scored on their drive. Now on Scott's 2nd possession of interception, but he turns the ball over, forces a punt, and now New Orleans will take over at their own 23. Incomplete pass on that first call, 2nd down and 10. There's a guess wrong, and that's a long gain. A big run there for 46 yards for Nick Chubb. Dangerous guess run. It's chunky for sure, but you've got a long gain on 11, a 44 on a 12, and a 57 on 2. And so that's a huge break. It flips the field. There's another run for Chubb, and he is white hot right now. 3 carries for 71 yards. And just like that, the Saints have the ball at the Seattle 11-yard line. They're still in that 3 wide set. Aaron Jones has checked into the game, and that's going to be a touchdown. So, wow, bing, bang, boom, New Orleans takes over. What a just incredible offensive juggernaut. Tannehill's card is terrific this year. You've got a backfield tandem of Aaron Jones and Nick Chubb. What NFL teams have that kind of a luxury? And 3 wideouts with Robert Woods and Hopkins. I'm sorry, I can't remember the other one, but that's Devontae Adams. Wow, that's just an incredible amount of talent. And so Dennis was right. You know, the margin is thin. But, you know, the teams are stacked at this top 8, and an 11-5 team could very easily have been 14-2 had the dice gone his way. It's hard to really say, but any team that made it in the top 8 definitely had a chance to win this thing. And New Orleans went on the road last week and proved it with a win over 14-2 Los Angeles. They're 1 game away from the title. So Seattle was looking pretty just 3 minutes ago after they picked off a double team pass from Tannehill. Now they've watched their lead evaporate, and they're likely going to have to give the ball back up here after a 3 and out, and they will. So 4th and 2 from their 33, they're going to go ahead and punt this one away. And that's a nice return by Davis to the 29. Pick up a 14 on the play. So here comes this offensive juggernaut. The New Orleans Saints. Defense double teaming Woods. Here comes a run for Nick Chubb, and here goes Nick Chubb once again. Another big pickup. He's up to 91 yards now on 4 carries. That was a 20-yard pickup. And the Saints have the ball at their own 49 as we've just finished the first quarter. This game is absolutely zooming by, and a lot of exciting offense here in the first quarter. Saints up 7-3. Here's a quick pass. It's incomplete. Defense double teams Hopkins. So there's that 3 wide set. Woods, Adams, Hopkins. 2 number 1s and probably conceivably a 3rd number 1 in Robert Woods. Again, defense double teams. And look at this, the 2nd successful double team interception. Pass was intended this time for Devontae Adams, I believe. Yes, it was. So another interception. This time it's Richard Sherman. And so the second time in the game, New Orleans has turned the ball over. A really aggressive play calling here on those long passes, and he's sniffed him out not once but twice. Of course, you get unlucky when you get that 11. He's had to hit that twice as well. So it's been sink or swim for Muller on his 11s. One of those 11s got him a long gain run, a 48-yard run for Chubb. Two of them turned into interceptions. So a game briskly going by. 3 wide set. No, 2 wide actually. So he stays. Is he looking draw here? Is there an opening to maybe break contain? Yes. If you look to the right, you've got Bruce Irvin there as a 4-0 pass rusher. You'd have a 4-6. So let's see if maybe he's thinking a toss sweep here, perhaps. No, it's a slant to Ebron, not double teaming him, and that pass falls incomplete. So that'll bring up 4th down. So 2 turnovers, but it doesn't look like either one of them are going to cost New Orleans. As on both occasions, the Seahawks had to punt. Weren't able to capitalize on either one. New Orleans will take over at their own 18, up 7-3. This is the SSFI Semifinals. The other game has been completed, and there goes Nick Chubb again. He is just lightning right now. 5 carries for 111 yards. That looks like punt returner averages, 22 yards per carry. Everything he's touched has turned to gold. Amazing performance, 111 yards, and we're just 3 minutes into the second quarter. And there is your dreaded 5. It was guessed right this time. No, actually it wasn't. I don't know that it was guessed right or not. It might have been the white die 1. I didn't happen to see the call. So 2nd down and 11. That'll kind of stop this momentum just a tad. Really, New Orleans has been their own worst enemy. They've been able to move the ball, but they've had 2 costly long gain interceptions, courtesy of 2 successful double teams by Crowley. And now it's 3rd and 11 on that incomplete pass. For as hot as Nick Chubb is right now, Tannehill is quite the opposite. 2 of 9 for 20 yards and 2 interceptions. Four wide set. There's your pass, and he completes this one. Davante Adams. So again, who do you double team in a situation like this? And when you get that receiver rating on the receiver rating on the defensive card, if you're not double teaming him, you're looking at a maxed out short pass for Adams and a maxed out short pass for Hopkins. I'm not sure if Woods is maxed. He might be a 5/6. There's another double team, but the pass is caught. A pickup of 6 on the play, 5 on the play. So Davante Adams hauls it in. I believe that's on Tannehill's card. 2nd down and 5 as they made their way into Seattle territory for the second time in the first half. There's a square out to Davante Adams. Doesn't pick up much. It's a gain of 2. I gave him 3. So 3rd and 2, ball at the 43. 9:18 on a running clock. Deep shot for Robert Woods. And that pass is incomplete. Good pickup there by Muller. He was guarded by a 4. The white die was a 4. Had he not been able to make that play, it would have been a 27-yard pickup. That 4 is Kenny Vaccaro. Although, no, that might actually not be right. No, that wouldn't be right, actually, because he's playing a 4-3 here. So we'll find out who exactly made that play here momentarily. But 4th and 2, and Scott Muller is deciding to go for it here. This is a little risky, considering the ball is at the 43, and if he doesn't make it, he'll be giving Seattle terrific field position. Plus, he's in the 3 wide set, so a white die 1, if he decides to run with Chubb, could really cause some damage there too. His offensive line is kind of suspect here, so I would think we're going to see a pass. And we are going to see a pass, and he's going deep to Woods, and that pass is incomplete. So an interesting call there on 4th and 2. I guess he was anticipating Dennis calling run. Not an ideal situation to call run in the 3 wide with the white die 1 automatically being guessed right, and a 3 wide set that eliminates all of your offensive linemen by 1. So anything on the defensive card could have been a mess. There's a run to Carson, pickup of 12. And just like that, Seattle is in New Orleans territory, ball at the 45. 8 minutes to go on a running clock here in the second quarter. Both these teams are calling plays really, really fast. Here's a screen to Frank Gore. And there's your pickup of 13. White dice 6 reading. So unless your defender is a 6, that's going to be a open zone. So 13 on the play, give him a first down. 7.5 to go here, second quarter. SSFA 2021 semifinal contest. The winner heads to the championship game to play, well, we'll tell you after the game. A very good contest leading into this one. Dennis brought that broadcast to us here just a few days ago. And there's your first down. That's a run to Frank Gore. Free agent Frank Gore in the real-life NFL this year. Some talk about him maybe getting a potential look in Los Angeles with the injury to Cam Akers. Here's a pickup of 2 for Frank Gore. Perhaps Adrian Peterson could be headed there. Duke Johnson, I've read as well. Maybe even Le'Veon Bell. There's a curl pass to Fuller. It's incomplete. Personally, I hope for Adrian Peterson. I'd like for them to squeeze one more year out of a card for a player that I have in a couple of leagues, so that would be nice. Better than having him sit at home. 3rd down and 8, ball resting at the 19. So Dennis doesn't go 3 wide. He stays in this I formation set. And there it is. The draw to Carson is guessed wrong, but he hits a 5. So bad break there. But Butler is able to put that one through the pipes, and it's now 7-6. So for as much offensive fireworks that we've had in this game and some crazy turnovers along the way, it's surprising that we have only a 7-6 score. You would think with all the offense that we've seen so far, seemingly we would have a higher score. But we only have 3 of them. Touchdown for New Orleans and 2 field goals for Seattle. So here's an off-tackle run to Nick Chubb. Whew, dancing between the raindrops there. 9 short gain, 11 long gain. He already hit that long gain once, only a pickup of 2. I mean, that is the very definition of a chunky card. When your 6 is a 0, your 7 is a -1, and your 8 is a +1. So you got to hope for those high rolls. That's a crazy looking card. Another run for Nick Chubb. This time he picks up 17, it looks like, on the play. No, he picked up 11 on the play. Well, that could have been a real mess had the defensive end not been able to corral him. It was a white die 4, so there was a very good chance he was going to get caught. But had that been a 6, it would have been a 47-yard run. Chubb already has 123 in the contest. He still has only 123 after that run in which he stopped at the line of scrimmage. 2:42 to go. Saints ball at their 38. They're up 7-6 here in this SSFA 2021 semifinal game against Seattle. Nick Chubb runs, guessed right, only a pickup of 1 that time. Now Chubb, lots of unfatigued carries left. He has 17. 3rd and 9. And now we're back to this 4 wide set where the newest wide receiver that's inserted is Lazard, who clearly is a step down from these other 3. Woods is guarded by a 4 here. Defense 3-3-5. Down and out to Chubb, but he's not able to make the reception. That was on Tannehill's card. Incomplete, and they will turn the ball back over. Tannehill, 5 of 15 for only 40 yards. And so Seattle will have the ball with less than 2 minutes to go. Let's see if he elects to let this one roll, and he does. So 1:52 to play. Seattle down 7-6. They've got all 3 of their timeouts. Let's see if they can figure out a way to get in scoring position and maybe take this lead before the half. Dennis is exceptional when it comes to these 2-minute drives. He's not at all afraid to run. And he manages the clock really, really well. So there's an off-tackle run. It's a pickup of 12 for Frank Gore. And he does not call timeout. He maintains that same lineup. That's Gore still in there. They're just going to play hurry up. There's a pitch to Gore. He is able to get out of bounds, and that's a pickup of 7. I see somebody in the room. I'll call him up here. Okay, there was a 0-man in the zone pass play to Gore. Pickup of 8. And the ball now rests at the 47. Seattle still with all 3 of their timeouts. Looks like he was able to get out of bounds. Clock is stopped, 1:15. Pass to Ebron, and he's double teamed, so that's going to be incomplete. 2nd down and 10. 1:07 to go. Dennis still staying in that I formation. That's Gore in the backfield. The ageless Frank Gore. Looking for Kyle Juszczyk, and that pass is incomplete. So it's now 3rd down and 10 with the ball resting at the 47. So if New Orleans can get them off the field on this 3rd down, there's a pretty good chance that they're going to have the lead, barring calamity, heading into halftime. So this would be a very nice stop for them. Defense is going to double team Ebron on this play. That's Tannehill looking, and the pass is incomplete. It was on his card. So, yes, indeed, Seattle will be forced to punt here from the 47. Muller elects to take this one out. A pretty decent punt returner. I thought he was going to let that one roll. With 45 seconds left to go, let's see if he just tries to kill this thing. So there's a off-tackle run for Chubb. Seattle is going to call timeout here. Maybe he's looking for the home run ball here for Chubb. But maybe it'd be a good time to put Aaron Jones in to preserve carries if he thinks that Chubb is going to tote the mail for the rest of the game. There's another off-tackle run. And there you go. It's guessed wrong, and it's unfortunately one of the primary numbers, 6, 7, and 8. It's only a pickup of 1, and another timeout for Seattle. So 3rd down and 7. So let's see. So we got the 4 wide set. Tannehill is under center. Nope, now he's in shotgun. Did he call timeout there? Yeah, he did. All right, so he called timeout. So now he does put Aaron Jones back in the game. So it's 3rd and 7. Might we see a run here? Maybe a draw? Just to get that time off the clock and eliminate Seattle's timeouts. And there it is. There's your off-tackle run. Defense guesses pass, but it's not going to go anywhere. It does knock a timeout away, but kicking the ball from the 15, Seattle should have decent field position. They just don't have a lot of time left. That kick's going to travel all the way to the 37. So that's going to leave only 8 seconds on the clock. Oh, that's strange. I thought that said 8. Now all of a sudden there's 15. So, okay. I thought I saw what I saw, but it has 15 seconds left on the clock. So Seattle will probably try to chuck it deep here a couple times. No, there's a pitch out. Pickup of 12, but he's not able to get out of bounds. And is that going to end the half? Nope, that'll leave 1 second. So he's got one more shot at it. And I don't think that his kicker has a 68-yard leg. So 4 deep, let's see who he's going to throw it to. Last play of the half, Seattle trailing 7-6. Defense 3-2-6. They're going to double team Chark. So Russell Wilson's going to chuck this one deep. And it is going to be picked off. It'll be picked off, and that'll be the last play of the half. And so we will take a break. Now let's see if we have a freeze. They're going to talk, and they're just going to keep on moving on. And so we missed the animation for that first play, but Seattle will take over at their own 22, trailing 7-6. You can see in the window up there, Russell Wilson not playing particularly well. 6 of 19 for 67 yards and that interception, which again, that's the last play of the half. With 2 men in the zone through that double teamed interception, or actually 2 men in the zone interception. There's a fumble from Carson. Who picks that one up? Well, yikes. Looks like I have a frozen game. So we'll have to jump back in here real quick. 10817. So it looks like Seattle was able to come up with the ball, and we've got an interesting play call here. So it's 4th and 1 from their own 31, and Dennis Crowley, the gambler, comes out. So he's going to go for it here. New Orleans is the only one that has faced a fourth down so far in this contest, and they were unable to convert when they were inside of Seattle territory around the 42-yard line. This is much different. Seattle at their own 31, trying to get some momentum going here. There's a screen to Carson, and it's going to be caught. A nice big pickup there. New Orleans had plugged the middle. But on that screen pass, it's a white die 6, so that means there's 0 men in the zone. So there is your first down for Seattle. So Wilson has crossed the 100-yard mark. That's the second reception now for Chris Carson, 27 yards. There's a screen to Carson. It's on the receiver's card, but he hits a gap. It's incomplete. 2nd and 10. Ball resting at the 46. Seattle trailing 7-6 to the New Orleans Saints. Dennis Crowley, coach of the Seattle Seahawks, 13-3 this year. New Orleans Saints 11-5, coached by Scott Muller. On the way to the semifinal game, Scott and his Saints defeated the Kansas City Chiefs, along with the Los Angeles Rams. There's a big pass for 32 yards. Defender X or 32. That pass is caught by Kyle Juszczyk. White die 6. There's hardly anybody who's going to stop that pass. That's Juszczyk's second catch now for 46 yards. There's an off-tackle run, pickup of 7. So Seattle looking strong here to take the lead early in the third quarter. Inside run to Carson Key, great call. Actually, -2 on the play. Let's see, did he actually key him there? Two-yard loss on the play, 3rd down and 9. I didn't see if that was an off-tackle draw. Well, regardless, a 2-yard loss, 3rd down. Another deep shot for Kyle Juszczyk. He's already caught 2 of them. Instead, it's going to be a dump-off pass that's going to fall 2 yards short. Seattle's not going to chance it this time and go for it on 4th down. They'll just take the sure 3. And Butler, with his 3rd kick now, gives Seattle the lead for the first time in the game. No, actually, that's not true. They were leading 3-0. New Orleans came back with their first touchdown, have not been able to score since. Seattle put up the field goal in the second quarter. And now they put up another 3 in the third. So they've resumed the lead 9-7 with 9 minutes to go here in the third quarter. So we're back to that 3-wide set that we've seen a lot. There's a white die 1 and a loss of 2 on the play. So it's 2nd down and 12. It might have been another off-tackle draw. This pass is intended for Hopkins. There's 2 men in the zone, and now it's 3rd and 12. So Seattle, stout on their first defensive stance of the second half. They're up 9-7 over the Saints. This is a big conversion attempt and not an easy one. Looking for Alan Lazard, and it's a bomb. Wow. On the dump-off pass, guess right, pass is incomplete. And so a 3-and-out, a tidy 3-and-out for Seattle. And they're going to take over with, well, it looked like decent field position, but the returners both let the ball go by them. So they'll just take over after the field is flipped. Ball resting at the 22, 7:48. Just over 7.5 to go here in the third quarter. Seattle now on top 9-7. The winner will play in the SSFA Finals. At the end of the game, we will reveal their opponent. A short pass. Guessed wrong? Guessed right. Guessed right on Wilson's card, and Paul's incomplete. Wilson, 9 of 24 for only 141 yards. Not able to get very much going in the flat passing game at all. Not a lot of dump-offs in this game either. Nothing that's been like a big chunky play. There's a crossing pattern to Chart. Now he's able to hit this one. There's a 12-yard gain. So move the chains, ball resting at the 34. Under 7 to go here in the third quarter. Seattle 9, New Orleans 7. Seen the standard I formation pretty much the majority of the game. Got a couple of decent quality outside linebackers here. Been kind of quiet. There's a deep shot for Fuller, and it just falls incomplete. Just missed the interception 2 through 5, 11, 12 interception with one man in the zone. On the average defensive card, I wonder if on the good defensive card if that would have been interception. He kept his man home, and now it's 3rd and 6. And there is a pass for 15 yards, 3 men in the zone, and a first down. That went to Fuller, his second catch of the game, and a nice conversion for Seattle. So they're able to keep the drive alive if they made their way into New Orleans territory. First down at the 46. There's a pass to Fuller. Single covered, and he's able to make another reception. So all of a sudden, Wilson is starting to get super hot here. That's 3 short gain completions on this drive. The ball now rests at the 32-yard line. Just under 5 to go. Double teaming Fuller. Here's a run to Carson. Only picks up 2. It's 2nd down and 8. Carson has not been able to get it going. 14 carries for 36 yards. So 2 quality pass rushers on the outside, but they've only been able to manage 1 sack. But it was a big one early. It was actually Seattle's first scoring drive that I believe was inside the 10-yard line, and the sack turned a 2nd and 9 into a 3rd and 15, and it led to a field goal. So it did make an impact. So Scott has 3 asterisk pass rushers actually on this team. And there's a run for Carson, and that is going to pick up the first down. So Carson picking it up there just a little bit. That's 16 carries for 15 yards. And it's a little early to start calling danger here, but Dennis is not the coach that you want to fall back behind 2 scores. Not at all. He plays very well with the lead, as most strat coaches do. It's much easier to play from the lead than behind. But Scott would be certainly wise to do everything he can to keep this team out of the end zone. One wonders if it's possible now with the ball resting at the 1. That was a 15-yard pickup on a run to Wilson. Defense's guess is right there. That is a loss of 1. There's another run, and there is the touchdown. So Wilson scores on that plunge. And this one goes through the pipes, and as we mentioned, it is now a 2-score game. Now, if there's a club with more offense than he knows what to do with, it's New Orleans, so I can't imagine them being held to 7 forever. But this is probably a pretty important drive. I would think they need to get something out of this drive, because the last thing you want to do is go down 9 and give Seattle the ball again. Not a must drive, but I think it's important that they move this one. And it's already off to a bad start. That's Aaron Jones, who's caught in the backfield, a loss of 1. 2nd down and 11. So Seattle is trying to put the hammer down right here. They've shut out New Orleans 10-0 in this third. No turnovers. They just really haven't been able to do anything. And there is a guest right screen pass that is on the interception split, so that's a bad break. They just seem to be playing behind the sticks here in the third quarter. So not the easiest conversions. And there's another pass that falls incomplete. That was on Alan Lazard's card. And so again, another 3 and out, and a huge break there as Seattle blocks the kick. Now, do they come up with it? Yes, they do. So a short field for Seattle, already up 16-7 as we've just closed out the third quarter and we make our way to the fourth. So New Orleans is already trailing by 9. A touchdown here would be really, really bad news for the Saints. So a terrible break. That's their third turnover of the game. Not much you can do about a block kick. That's just crazy luck, unfortunately. There's a curl pass. Defense guesses run, and that's another first down for Seattle. As Russell Wilson is much improved here in the second half. He's now closing in on 50% passing. He has 212 yards. There's a run to Frank Gore. It's guessed right. No gain on the play. New Orleans trying to buckle down to keep this under 2 touchdowns. Already trailing 16 to 7. And there is another touchdown. Russell Wilson is on fire here in this second half. He completes that one to Chark, who has his first touchdown catch of the game. Now Seattle is up by 15, and I figured he would do this. He's going to try to make this a 3-score game. And he's going to do it. So now 24-7 lead. All the momentum on Seattle's side. 18 unanswered points here in the fourth quarter. Excuse me, in the second half. So New Orleans has to play pretty much perfect football throughout. They don't have to get it all at once, but this has to be a scoring drive. And they're going to need some breaks along the way. So let's just see how aggressive he's going to be. Chubb was white hot in the first half, and now he can't seem to get out of his own way. He's not hitting those chunky runs. There's a deep shot to Robert Woods, and there's the 4th interception of the contest. And it was a lucky break for Dennis. He actually called run and even keyed Chubb, but it was on the interception split. He left his free safety home, and Seattle is looking super nice right now. 13 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Ball at their own 49, and they're going for the jugular on this play, and that pass falls incomplete. He was looking for Fuller. Defense guessed right. Wow. I mean, Dennis is like uber aggressive at this point. There's a crossing pattern to Chark. Has to dump it off, and it's a pickup of 7. So now it's 3rd and 3 with the ball to 44. 12 minutes on a running clock. It's a crossing pattern to Chark, and the pass is incomplete. And Seattle's going to just immediately just go for it. Absolutely go for it. He wants to maintain this momentum. Huge play here for Ebron. Let's see if they can stop him. And they will not. So Ebron on his card is able to haul it in from 16 yards. Defense gets run on the play. There's a run up the middle, pick up no gain, 2nd down and 10. Now he's looking for Ebron. The pass is caught on a dump-off pass to Fuller. And now with the ball resting at the 18, there's a run up the middle. It's a pickup 11 for Carson, who now has 61 yards. And there is a pass touchdown to Chark, and unfortunately, it looks like the route is on. It is now 30-7 pending this extra point, and it goes through. And it's very sad, but the wheels have definitely fallen off here. It looks like we're just going to have a click-through game here for the last 9 minutes. That's not to take anything away from Scott Muller's season, 11-5. He basically took down the number 1 seed, 14-2 Los Angeles Rams on the road, which was super, super impressive. But he's run into one of the best coaches, one of the premier coaches in the league, in Dennis Crowley. And Crowley is on his way to another opportunity at an SSFA crown. Again, this will be posted on the forum, and I'm sure we'll have some information about Dennis and his upcoming opponent and how many times they've won this championship league, how long the league has been in existence. I don't really have all that information, but I'm sure we'll get that. We want to make sure that we give proper credit to the 2 teams that are going to be playing, and both of the 2 coaches are fantastic coaches. You'll know them when you hear them. It makes a lot of sense that these 2 clubs are going to be playing together. They've both been playing this game for a long time. They're both excellent for the hobby, great promoters of this game that we all enjoy. So they're playing out the string here. It's 3rd down and 10 with the ball at the 38. Saints trailing by 24. There's a pass to Woods. It's incomplete. It's now 4th and 10, and they're forced to stay on the field. Tannehill just picked absolutely the wrong day to forget how to throw the football. Well, there's a nice break. With 4 men in the zone, he hits the defender reading on the 2. And that was only his 6th completion of the game for 25 attempts, 59 yards. And there goes his 4th interception. So this is unfortunate. Just a game to forget for Scott Muller. But that, again, does not take away from the season he had. He'll finish the year 13-6 and beat a very good Kansas City team, actually, that was picking up a lot of momentum in the second half. So that was a nice win. And, of course, upsetting Los Angeles on the road by 2 touchdowns. But as Dennis had said during our broadcast, it's hard to pick out upsets anymore because these teams are so evenly matched and the coaches are quality. So, Scott, congratulations. You had an excellent year. But you've just run into a buzzsaw and some bad momentum, and Tannehill just didn't get out of the bed on the right side today. It's pretty obvious. But Nick Chubb was flying in that first half, and things look very positive for you. You've got a good team that will be set for success next year as well. But this night belongs to Dennis Crowley and the Seattle Seahawks, as they're going to run out the string here. 3:36 to go. 3rd down and 2 with the ball at the 44. So with the game in the narrowing moments, we can announce that the final combatants for these 2 games will, for the championship for the SSFA, Seattle will be taking on Ed Barrow of the San Francisco 49ers. So Seattle finished 2nd in the league this year with 13 wins, and Ed Barrow and his San Francisco 49ers finished 12. So that game will be played on a neutral field, so both teams will have average run and average pass defense. This game will be posted to the forum, and we'll be announcing the game day and time soon for this contest. Both the clubs are actually on the West Coast, so it'll be interesting to see what time they pick. Hopefully everybody will get the opportunity to watch this one. So 4th down and 3, 30 seconds to go. Russell Wilson will take a knee. That'll leave 22 seconds for New Orleans Saints with the ball at their 36. There's a bomb to Hopkins, and Tannehill has thrown his 5th interception. That's got to be some kind of a record for a championship game. That's just a sad way to end it, but you play it till the whistle blows. And that is going to be it. So let's take a quick run at the box score here. I'm sure the 2 teams are going to talk here for just a little bit. So frustrating end to Scott Muller's season, but again, congratulations, 13-6. And Seattle will move on. They were 13-3, 2nd place in the league. That makes them 15-3 now, and they'll be running up against 14-4 Ed Barrow. And the San Francisco 49ers, Ed Barrow is the commissioner of this SSFA. He's the commissioner of all the SOMIFA leagues. So we'll take a look here. If you're joining us late, Seattle got on the board first with a Butler 27-yard field goal. New Orleans responded with a terrific drive that basically took like 4 plays. It included a long run from Chubb of around 40 yards. Several short gains later, they found their way into the end zone and were up 7-3. And it was a lead that they held actually for quite some time. Seattle was able to get a field goal in the second quarter, but New Orleans had the lead 7-6 heading into the half. Seattle got a field goal on their first drive of the third quarter, and then the wheels completely fell off for New Orleans. They were unable to get any momentum done at all. Several interceptions there in the second half, and Seattle finally got their touchdowns they were looking for. A Russell Wilson 2-yard run, a Russell Wilson touchdown pass to Chark, and then another Russell Wilson touchdown pass to Chark, and it was basically the cherry on top to make it 31-7. New Orleans was only 2 of 9 on third downs. 5 interceptions, that's probably the premier stat. Probably more even important than that, besides the interceptions, because you're throwing late. 2 of those interceptions were successful double teams from Dennis. But Ryan Tannehill, only 6 of 27, which is super surprising considering you've got such an elite cadre of wide receivers with Dante Adams and Robert Woods. And as you can see, Hopkins didn't even catch a ball. So Adams was the leading receiver, 3 catches for 20 yards, 2 catches for 20 yards for Nick Chubb. Not really much in the way of dump-off passes. So just no breaks at all for Tannehill. You can't win with a quarterback that's going to be 6 of 27, throws 5 interceptions, and only 53 yards. I don't think Tannehill's ever had a half like that in his life, much less a game. Russell Wilson was very cold, kind of mirrored Tannehill's statistics actually at the beginning of the game, but he got hot in the second half, completing 20 of 38 passes for 257 yards, 2 touchdowns. Nick Chubb had 100 yards at the end of the first quarter, but in the second half, he hit some rolls on the middle of his card, and unfortunately, you don't get a lot for those, and finishes up with 14 carries for 130 yards. Chris Carson paced Seattle with 61 yards on 18 carries, and he didn't get a touchdown, but he got a 2-point conversion. There's Russell Wilson's running touchdown. The throws were spread around, 5 catches for Fuller, 5 catches for Carson. Nothing really there as far as special teams is concerned. 5 interceptions you can see for Seattle, 2 of those to Kevin King. Sherman had a big one on a double team. That's Vaccaro and Duron Harmon. So that's going to be your final score. So as we had mentioned, it is the Seattle Seahawks who finished the regular season 13-3, and they will take on Ed Barrow, who finished the regular season 12-4. So that'll be your championship. We will be announcing it here in the forum. And we'll see if Dennis is going to come on and join us. I figure he might. I figured he might, and I figured he did. And there's Dennis Valley.
This will be a short one. I just wanted to say, great season by Scott. You know, when you get diced like that in the second half, things just turn sour in a hurry. And nothing much you can do. So don't let that take away from, you know, like we said at the beginning of the year, it's like there's a ton of people going for it this year, a ton of great teams. So there's no shame in falling out on any round in this.
Mm-hmm. Right. I think his high water mark was last week, beating the 14-2 Rams on the road.
That was
a
impressive.
very good. Yeah, that's very impressive. And I don't think if you gave Ryan Tannehill a blindfold in real life that he would go 6 of 27 for 53 yards, especially with the talent from the receiver standpoint that they had. Now, granted, 2 of those were on successful double teams, but you got an interception on one that Chubb, you keyed him on a run. So, I mean, there's just some games the dice just aren't going to go your way.
Yeah, that was maybe the big plays when he had that plus 88. If I didn't get it right and I keyed him, or at least got a guess right, one of the 2. But if that would have gone 88 yards to the house, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's not going to change the game around in a hurry.
Absolutely.
He was tearing me up in the first half.
Yeah. And again, that chunky Chubb card, I mean, basically 100 yards in the first quarter. And then he starts rolling the normal rolls that you see 6, 7, and 8. And what do you get for him? You get nothing. You know, those rolls on the defensive card get you an 11, plus if nobody's in the zone, now you got like a 20-yard run, but therefore on his card, it's a nothing. It's like he's got dreaded 5s all over his guess wrong card. It's kind of a crazy card.
Yeah,
but
it is.
He's got a lot of that's a very talented team, though. I mean, again, it's kind of the thing about, you know, a 2014 league. You can build these super teams like that where you've got a backfield duo that includes Aaron Jones, who, you know, didn't hardly get any carries tonight at all, and Chubb, and 3 outstanding wideouts on top of that. But so I mean, it's very unusual for this club to be shut down like that.
Take a minute to really look at that club he built. He built an amazing club, and we had. You weren't in the league then, but on the draft that Tannehill and Russell Wilson came out, I traded with him. I traded him like a first-round pick next year, like Robert Quinn, who you saw had a role tonight, plus that first-round pick turned into a really good player, one of the Minnesota defensive linemen. And then I gave him 1.8, which was he used to pick Tannehill. and I used 1.3 to pick Russell Wilson.
Oh,
So
I
both of us have benefited from that trade. I think him to build the depth and start competing right away, and me to get my guy.
Yeah.
But that's fun. It's fun looking back at that we're still, both have really good teams and made it all the way to the semifinals.
Yeah, a trade like that you made back in the past, and who knows that you would run into him like that. That's fantastic. So,
yeah.
Well, I've already said basically you're going to be playing San Francisco in this finals. Have you run into him this year?
Oh, Ed beats me like a rented mule. He took me out in the Sonso playoffs. This is my sixth year in a row in the Super Bowl, SSFA, and he beat me 6 years ago in the Super Bowl. And then, he beat me 5 years ago. I lost to Jay 6 years ago. I lost to Tony twice, 3 and 4 years ago. I finally won it last year, so we'll see if I can take Ed out. That's no easy task. He's such a good coach.
Mm-hmm. So is that true? I'm sorry. I know Autumn Wynn pretty much like the back of my hand, but you've been in the SSFA championship 6 times in a row.
This will be the 6th time. Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, so I've gotten really fortunate with this team.
Yeah, well, both of you guys are West Coast clubs, so please don't schedule a game for like 12:30 at night, okay?
Oh, Ed likes to play like 2 o'clock Pacific time or 11 o'clock Pacific time, 2 o'clock Eastern time, something like that.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Keep an eye open. Maybe we can get you to broadcast it from work, and then you just take a long lunch.
They don't miss me there. They don't miss me there. Hey, Dennis, congratulations, man.
All right, thanks a bunch.
All right, buddy. All right, thanks. All right, you too. Well, that's your final score. So that is the final semifinal game for the SSFA. So Seattle Seahawks now will be taking on, there I am. Seattle Seahawks will be taking on the San Francisco 49ers. We'll post this game in the forum, and very soon we will post the schedule for this final contest. So Dennis Crowley, the juggernaut coach, the Mount Rushmore coach, if you will, is making his way to another SSFA championship game. Should be a good one. San Francisco, a very powerful team and a great coach in Ed Barrow. It'll be a fun one. It'll definitely be a fun one. So we hope you join us for that next broadcast. So in the meantime, I'll sign off tonight. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoy this broadcast. If you want to learn more about the game, stratomatic.com. You can go to the website and you can look up potential league opportunities. If you look up SOMIFA, look that up in Stratomatic. If you Google it, you'll find out more about these leagues. You can sign up for opportunities later on when openings do occur. So again, Michael Reeves, congratulations to Dennis Crowley. Congratulations to Ed Barrow, and also congratulations to Jay Villing and Scott Muller, whose teams will fall short but did make it to the Final Four. So for all of those coaches and for me, Michael Reeves, I wish you good night and God bless.